We'll check.
Hello again, everybody, and welcome to another edition of high school football here on Eagle Pass Sports Central, coming to you live via the Eagle Pass Sports Central Facebook page, our YouTube channel. Morris Lipson Jr. and I, Ruben Valadez, coming to you live from Shirley Field here in Laredo, where the Mavericks have come in to face the Martin Tigers. We're about to have the coin toss at midfield. Morris, the Mavericks come in here at 1-7, still 2 games left in district play, and the Martin Tigers at 3-5, still in playoff contention as we see the captains go to midfield.
And we've got about 3 minutes before kickoff. They're doing the flip right before the start of the game. And there's a lot of in this game as far as similarities, and especially the two head football coaches, and we'll talk about them here in a little bit after the flip, as they're meeting at midfield on the 50-yard line, as you can see it on your screen.
Love the coin flip down there on a warm, muggy evening here in Laredo. We see maybe some clouds off in the distance, along with a nice, bright, beautiful full moon as well, just over the rooftops here at Martin High School. We'll wait for the coin toss. There is the moon shining brightly up above the stands, and you see the contingent of Maverick fans that have made the trip. Martin has won the toss. They have deferred. And so the Mavericks should be receiving here to open the ball game. They will turn the teams around, and our referee will tell us that the Mavericks will receive, and they will be moving from left to right. On your screen there, the Mavericks wearing those road all-white uniforms, and the Martin Tigers in their classic red and white. It's homecoming here tonight at Martin High School, and we see all of the homecoming representatives down.
All the royalty?
All the royalty, the homecoming royalty down below. I want to thank our sponsors at the top of the broadcast on behalf of Universal Media Connections, Valde Record Service, Nevada's Law Firm, Allstate Onésimo Elizondo, Saritas Tortilla Factory, TNT Rentals, IBC Bank, Stat Emergency, R&R Safety Wear LLC, Tienda de los Venados, Tammany Insurance, Chapa Law Group, Capital Insurance Services, Clarissa Rivera, Choches Barbecue, Benavides Roads Insurance, Lorena Melo State Farm, Brown Chevrolet, Vargas Hardware, Ruiz & Associates, Maverick AC Supply, Rudy's Optical, Yopos, and United Medical Centers. And we want to thank, on behalf of Eagle Pass Sports Central, our sponsor, State Representative Eddie Morales, Brown Chevrolet, Buick GMC of Eagle Pass, Ancira Ford of Eagle Pass, Choches Barbecue, and IBC Bank. We are just about to get underway with the kickoff. The Martin Tigers will be kicking off from right to left, and the Mavericks have 3 men back deep to receive. That is Juan Gonzalez, nearest to us, and we'll get the rest of those numbers for you as we move along. The kickoff from Martin. From number 8, Juan Badillo. The kickoff is on its way. It will be over the head of Juan Gonzalez and into the end zone for a touchback. And the Maverick offense, it'll be interesting here, Morris, to see who comes out to lead them. I see Gabriel Valderas talking to head coach Eric Villaseñor over on the far sideline, and it is indeed for the first time in about a month Gabriel Valderas who will come out to lead this Maverick offense.
And Ruben, like we said, this is the Mavericks led by Eric Villaseñor against the Tigers led by David Charles.
We'll talk about that coaching tree as we move on. In the meantime, from the 25-yard line, Tadeo Rivera swings around here to the near side, and he is brought down as he crosses the 35. He'll be brought down at the 36-yard line, and that's good enough for a Maverick first down.
Predominantly running ball clubs, both of them, both the Tigers and the Mavericks here at Shirley Field, which I might say the new Shirley Field.
Not the Shirley Field you and I grew up with back in the day. Very nice facilities here right next to Martin High School. Ball is on the near hash mark at the 36-yard line. Valderas from the shotgun takes the snap. The handoff again is to Tadeo Rivera. He's got room on this side, 40-45. Puts a stiff arm up as he nears midfield and is finally escorted out of bounds at the 48.
So far, the Mavericks trying out that right side of the Maverick offense.
And being successful, 2 carries and 2 first downs for the Mavericks already in the ball game. Thank you for joining us on Eagle Pass Sports Central on our Facebook page, our YouTube channel, and on KINL 92.7. Ball is at the 48-yard line on the near hash mark as the Mavericks come to the line of scrimmage. The handoff again to Tadeo Rivera. He'll try the left side of the line now. He'll move the pile forward now into Martin territory at the 49.
So Tadeo Rivera will probably be the workhorse here tonight for the Mavericks, but don't be surprised if they will establish the run and then try to set you up for the pass.
We'll also see if we see Luis Flores come into this game at some point. He's been nursing a leg injury, but we will see if he's able to make it into this game so far. Tadeo Rivera, 2nd and 7 coming up for the Mavericks. Again, Rivera with a swing here to this side. You'll get about a yard to the 48, where it's going to be a 3rd and 6 for the Mavericks.
Mavericks continue to run to the right side, which is the ball is at the right hash mark, right inside Tiger territory at the Tiger 48.
So a 3rd and 6 now, just underway here in the first quarter between the Mavericks and the Martin Tigers. Ball on the near hash mark at the 48-yard line. Here is the handoff again to Rivera. Tries to follow his blockers on the right side, and he's got an opening now as he pushed the defender out of the way. And Tadeo Rivera is going to come all the way down here to the 40-yard line for another Maverick first down.
So far, the running game of the Mavericks is giving good results as this drive now is at the 40-yard line inside Martin territory. 9:57 left here in the first quarter if you just joined us.
Another first down here from the near hash mark. And here is Bobby Cabrera now in at quarterback with the keeper. Bounces left, gets held back, being pulled around by the jersey. And holding on for dear life there was number 34, Jose Delgado for the Martin Tigers. And Cabrera managed to get about 4 yards on the carry to the 36.
He went across to the other side of the field, opposite side of the field, and they just were barely able to latch onto his jersey and spun him around and held on, like you mentioned, till the Tigers could get more reinforcements to make the tackle.
A 2nd and 6 now for the Mavericks from the 46-yard line. On the far hash mark, here's a handoff to Tadeo Rivera. He's got room on the right side, now gets north and south to the 20 and dragged down from behind and maybe from the face mask at the 16-yard line.
Tadeo Rivera was able to break through the line and then broke a couple of tackles, turned on the speed, and almost got in the end zone. Let's see what this is. There was nothing but red jerseys around him when the tackle was made.
It is indeed a face mask against the Martin Tigers. And it's going to add probably half the distance. There goes the ball to the 8, where it's going to be a 1st and goal for the Mavericks. A very good opening possession here for CC Winn. Tadeo Rivera on the ground getting it done. And Bobby Cabrera has come in to run the ball as well. Gabriel Valderas will be the quarterback here on a 1st and goal from the 8-yard line here on the near hash mark. There's the snap, the handoff to Tadeo Rivera. There he goes to the right side of the line again. He gets held up at the 5, pushes the pile forward to the 4-yard line, and he gets half of what he needs before getting to the end zone with 8:36 left in the first quarter. The Mavericks and the Martin Tigers are still scoreless.
The Mavericks knocking on the door on their first drive. They received the kickoff here as Martin deferred after they won the flip.
Second and goal from the 4-yard line now. Here is another handoff for Tadeo Rivera, and he is into the end zone for the Maverick touchdown. Tadeo Rivera with a 4-yard touchdown run gets the Mavericks on the board. 6-0 is the score with 8:02 left in the first quarter.
So the Mavericks have accomplished what they were looking to do here, is sustain a drive, get on the scoreboard quickly, and try to get these Martin Tigers on their heels.
On for the point after attempt is Daniel Rodriguez. Gabriel Valderas is the holder on the point after attempts. There's the snap, the hold, the kick is on its way, and it is good. And the Mavericks have a 7-0 lead with 8:02 left in the first quarter. We'll take a quick break and be right back. Back live with you now. The Mavericks have a 7-0 lead. After a good opening drive, there is a kickoff on its way. It's going to be fielded at about the 24-yard line. Putting his head down is the return man as he nears the 35. That's number 28 with the return, Christopher Dillard. And Dillard sets the Tigers up in good field position at the 34. And Morris, we saw a very good opening drive from that Maverick offense.
Very good drive from the Maverick offense, and now the defense is on the field to see how well they've has scouted this Martin Tiger offense.
You mentioned it at the top of the broadcast. These are two largely ground-based offenses. The ball is dropped by the quarterback on the snap. He's able to pick it up, but he's caught from behind. Charlie Cortina is the man taking the snaps for the Martin Tigers.
Number 22, Marco Gonzalez, came from behind after the Tiger quarterback picked it up and tried to make something come into the near side of the field.
Ball's at the 32, a loss of 2 yards on that play. Here comes Cortina with the play call now on a 2nd and 12 from the 32-yard line. 7:20 left here in the first quarter. Moving along quickly after a 7 o'clock kickoff. Tight formation in the backfield. 2 backs. Cortina gets the snap. Tries to move it up the field himself. He'll get a yard to the 33. And it's going to be a 3rd and long now. This Maverick defense has a chance to make a difference.
Number 36 was riding him down. That was Humberto Munoz, who latched onto him and brought him down.
6:47 left in the first. Here's a 3rd and 11 now for Martin. From the 33-yard line, the carry, and busting through the hole is the Tiger running back. That's number 28, Christopher Dillard. And now we see why the Martin Tigers come in here with 3 wins this season based on that running game. And Dillard gashed the defense into Maverick territory all the way to the 44.
Well, we brought everybody up expecting the run, but he caught the right gap.
1st and 10 now from the 44. Cortina hands off to Dillard again, who bounces around in the middle of the defense and is able to get inside the 40 to the 38 for a gain of 6 yards. A 2nd and 4 coming up.
Christopher Dillard is a big running back, tall and lanky, probably about around 200 pounds, maybe a little over.
Runs with a lot of force behind him. You can see the young man standing there in the backfield behind the quarterback. Ball is at the 38-yard line. Here's a quarterback keeper, and the Maverick defense is on top of that right away. A loss of about 2 yards here. 2 Maverick defenders there for the stop. That's number 22, Marco Gonzalez, the junior linebacker.
And number 36, Humberto Munoz, also in on the tackle. Here's an important third down conversion now that the Tigers are in Maverick territory.
3rd and 5 from the 39-yard line, 5:13 left in the first quarter. Lots of movement on the line, and there are the flags. I believe that's going to be on the offense. The line jumped ahead of the snap. There's the false start call from our official, and it'll move them 5 yards in the opposite direction. More importantly, it's going to make it a 3rd and 10.
3rd and 10, and the Mavericks have to be careful of what happened the last time that they had him. Last time was a 3rd and about 11 or so, and this one's a 3rd and 10.
Here's Cortina under center now with an I formation behind him. He'll take the snap. The handoff is to Dillard. Dillard looking to bounce right, gets past a bunch of tacklers, and is finally brought down over on the far hash mark inside the 40 at the 39-yard line. A bunch of Mavericks there in on that tackle, and I'm willing to bet that the Tiger offense is going to stay on the field here on a 4th and 5.
4th down territory for Coach David Charles and his Martin Tigers as they're going to go for it.
4th and 5. Cortina's in the shotgun. He's got Dillard on his left. There's the snap. Cortina looks right. The pass is caught on the far side of the field by Elian Ojeda. That's good enough for a Martin Tiger first down.
Gave him a lot of cushion on the far side of the field, and was able to hit him over there, and he had good field presence as he knew exactly where the first down marker was at.
He did. Ojeda got that to the 31, and it's a fresh set of downs for the Tigers with 3:57 left in the first quarter. Cortina now under center with a receiver on either side of the formation. Hands off to Dillard, who gets a full head of steam trying on the left side of the line, but he's brought down. A good job there defensively for the Mavericks. A gain of only a yard to the 30.
But 36 again on the tackle. Humberto Munoz was there to stand him up and wait to get some help. 3:30 and counting here in the first quarter. 7-0 if you just joined us, the Mavericks, but the Tigers are on the move.
In Maverick territory now on their first drive of the game. Ball's at the 30. It's a 2nd and 9 from there for Martin. Cortina in the shotgun, takes the snap, keeps it himself, and the ball is loose all the way over here near the 40-yard line, picked up by the Mavericks, and they have control of it at the 39. That looks to be number 8, Francisco Ramirez, the senior defensive back who came up with it. I've never seen a fumble go so far. Cortina got hit, and the ball bounced all the way to about the 40.
I think that when they hit him, ball came loose, and it just, you're right, it came out about 10 or 12 yards back.
So on the first turnover of the ball game, the Mavericks take over at the 39-yard line. The Mavericks are looking, we talked to Coach Eric Villaseñor this week at the Prediction Show, looking to get on a streak here at the end of the season. Still some good football left to be played for them. 3 of 3 left in the first. The Mavericks are on offense again. Gabriel Valderas in the shotgun. Take the snap. That's actually Bobby Cabrera who hands off to the running back. And he'll get caught in the backfield. I see if that's Tadeo Rivera with the carry. It is. And he's brought down at the 38, a loss of about a yard there. Brings up a 2nd and long now for the Mavericks.
Number 51, Alfredo Gutierrez, was able to get good penetration. He was in the Maverick backfield even before they handed the ball off.
2nd and 12 now for the Mavericks from the 37. Ball on the far hash mark. Cabrera now in at quarterback. He'll take the snap. The handoff again is to Tadeo Rivera. Swings wide to try to take advantage of this side of the field, and there's nothing doing there. He'll get maybe a couple of yards to the 39, the original line of scrimmage, but no further, and it's going to be a 3rd and 10 now for the Mavericks.
Well, I guess if you could ever call it a passing situation, this is probably going to be it.
We'll see what offensive coordinator Roberto Royce and head coach Eric Villaseñor down there on the field are able to dial up here. Here's Gabriel Valderas coming in now at quarterback with the ball on the near hash mark at the 39-yard line. A 3rd and 10. Trips here to the near side for the Mavericks. The handoff is to Tadeo Rivera. He'll get across the 40, but no further to the 41. A gain of only a couple of yards leaves it on a 4th and 8 now, and the Mavericks will try to play the field position game and punt and hold the Tigers deep in their own territory. Elian Ojeda back to receive for the Mavericks, for the Tigers, rather.
Ojeda sitting back over here at around his own 25.
Bobby Cabrera will be punting off for the Mavericks. Takes the snap. The kick is on its way, and it'll take a slight Maverick bounce, but still, they'll mark it out at the 35. That's going to be good starting field position for the Tigers.
So the Mavericks not able to capitalize on the Tiger turnover after the Tigers' initial drive took him into Maverick territory. So the Tigers get their second possession of this first quarter, which is about 53 seconds left here.
From the 35 go the Tigers. Tight formation behind Cortina. He'll take the snap, hands off to Dillard. Dillard looking for room on the left side. He's got it, and he finds a running lane to get him inside the 40 to the 37.
Number 30 for the Mavericks in on the tackle. That's Michael Jimenez.
Ball's at the 43. Gain of 8 yards there. It leaves it to a 2nd and 2 now from the 43-yard line. This should be the last play of the quarter, pending a penalty. Cortina rolling left, looking for someone open, and he's going to be sacked all the way back here inside the 35-yard line. Esteban Hoffman and Michael Jimenez with the defensive pressure. Sack Cortina all the way back here to the 38. A loss of 5 on the sack, and that'll do it for the first quarter here. We'll switch sides of the field quickly. We'll stay with you live here on Eagle Pass Sports Central as we get ready to start the second quarter with the Mavericks leading 7-0. The ball will be at the 38-yard line. And as we start the second quarter, the Tigers have a 3rd and 7. Here's the toss back to Dillard. He's got room right in the middle of the line. He'll put his head down near midfield. The ball is out again, and the Mavericks are saying they're on top of it, but I think I saw a Tiger fall on top of it right at the last minute. The Mavericks have the football. The second fumble of the game for the Tigers on offense.
Number 20, Ruben, ended up with that football. Number 30 ended up with that football, Michael Jimenez.
And another turnover here in the first half. The Mavericks will have good starting field position at the 47. Holding on to that 7-point lead, and just when it's looked like Martin has had some offensive momentum, 2 fumbles now have cost them on both of their offensive possessions so far in this game. Here come the Mavericks now from the 47-yard line, ball on the far hash mark. Valderas will hand off to Tadeo Rivera, tries the right side. It's the side of the formation that's been working for him. And Valderas and Rivera, rather, is into Martin territory to the 49. Be a 2nd and 6 from there. The Thundering Maverick Band not here tonight. They are going to area competition tomorrow up there in San Antonio. And we wish the Thundering Maverick Band the best at area UIL marching competition. 2nd and 6. Valderas hands off again to Rivera. This time he's going to get caught in the backfield. He'll lose about 3 yards, or about a yard. Back to midfield goes to football, where it's going to be a 3rd and 7.
3rd and 7, and that, once again, the last time the Mavericks came out on a 3rd and 7 or 8 and spread the field, sent 3 receivers to one side and 1 to the other, and then ran the football. So let's see what happens here.
Let's see if the Mavericks can convert on a 3rd and 7 with about 10 and a half minutes left here in the first half. Cabrera, I believe, is in. That's actually Valderas, who's going to hand off to Tadeo Rivera, and he's going to get caught way back here in the backfield near the 40-yard line. An outstanding job by number 81, Jacob Rodriguez, for the Martin Tigers, and a huge loss on that play will send out the Maverick punting team.
Well, number 81 shot the gap. He shot the right gap and came in and was on Tadeo Rivera very quickly. We're 17 here.
Bobby Cabrera will be punting off to Elian Ojeda, standing at about his 22-yard line or so. High snap for Cabrera, does a good job of bringing it down. That's a good punt also. It's going to hit at about the 26 and then take a very good Maverick bounce. It's still rolling all the way to the 10-yard line. An outstanding job by Bobby Cabrera of getting that punt off. And the Tigers are going to start deep in their own end zone, or deep in their own territory, rather, at the 10 and 9:27 left in the first half.
You really have to appreciate the job that Cabrera, that Bobby did, because that ball was snapped high, and yet he brought it down and got off just a great punt.
The Tigers will take over at their own 10-yard line, ball on the far hash mark. Cortina will be in the shotgun, actually under center, with 2 backs in the backfield behind him. Here's the toss to Dillard, looking to get north and south. I believe that's actually a different running back that got that. That's at number 0, Jorge Martinez. The first time we've seen him carry the ball, and Martinez gets back to the line of scrimmage and no further. It's going to be a 2nd and 10 now for the Tigers.
Maverick defense here, if they can do a good job here and get a 3 and out, would be huge as far as the Maverick field position.
Absolutely, especially down here on the Martin side of the field. Cortina again under center with 2 backs in the backfield behind him. Here's the counter to Dillard, and Dillard has room to run. He'll get the Martin first down to the 20.
So far, Christopher Dillard has been the workhorse of this Martin running game. The Maverick defense still trying to figure out how to keep him from going past the line of scrimmage.
1st and 10 from the 20 for Martin. 8:18 left in the second quarter. The Mavericks holding on to that 7-0 lead. Here's a handoff again to Christopher Dillard. He's met and brought down just shy of the 25 to the 24-yard line. You mentioned it. Once Dillard gets the ball, he's got kind of an upright running style, and he gets a full head of steam very quickly.
Number 36 making the tackle. That being Humberto Munoz. And, you know, bringing Dillard down is not an easy task, so you really have to hit him and hold on to him.
Certainly is not a big, tall running back. Here's a 2nd and 5 for the Tigers, and that play is whistled dead before it got off.
We saw some movement. Somebody went early in the Martin offensive line.
It's a false start against the Tigers. And so back to the 20-yard line goes the football. Going to be a 2nd and 10 from there after the penalty. Again, Cortina under center. Here's the toss to Martinez, trying to turn the corner. He's going to get caught in the backfield for a loss of a yard. Good job of chasing that play down by Esteban Hoffman, the senior defensive back.
It's obvious that the Maverick defensive coordinators have done a good job of preparing this defense. They are right on it almost every time as far as reading which direction the Tigers are going to run the football. Here they come up to the line of scrimmage.
Dropping back is Cortina, looking here to the near side, and that pass is caught at the 30-yard line by Eliano Ojeda, and that's barely enough for a first down, a big cushion for Ojeda down here.
Well, they're saying he's short by maybe the nose of the football.
That can't be short by long. Now they're moving the chains, I think.
I know that is
over on the far side of the field, and that's going to be a first down for the Tigers.
What needs to send a red flag over to the Maverick side is he was so wide open. Really, I mean, that's the second time that has happened to him.
Lots of cushion, and that's the second time Ojeda has burned them that way. Back to the ground and pound for the Tigers. Dillard will get the carry, and he'll come up to the 33-yard line for a gain of 3 yards. It'll be a 2nd and 7 now for the Tigers.
You know, the Mavericks will do a really good job in putting the Tigers into a 3rd and long. And both times, the Tigers have been able to complete the pass for the first down.
5:43 left in the first half. The Martin Tigers in a drive that started at their own 10-yard line. Here is a handoff to Dillard again, upright, looking for gaps in the defense, and he's able to get the ball to the 38, a gain of 5 yards, and it's going to be a 3rd and 2 now for the Tigers.
A little counter that they're running with him to bring him over from the right side and then cut him across to the left side. And the Maverick defense so far has been right there to meet him head on.
3rd and 2 now. From the 38-yard line, Cortina under center will hand off to Dillard, and he's got room on the right side of the line across the 40, still moving the pile forward to the 45-yard line. It's another Martin first down, and quite a task for that Maverick defense to bring down Christopher Dillard.
Dillard is running with a lot of authority here, and the Tigers do get the first down. The ball now at the nose of the football at the Martin 45. 4:43 and counting here in the second quarter with the Mavericks with a 7-0 lead over the Tigers as they come up to the line of scrimmage. And now we have a timeout.
Oh, we've got an announcement by the official. Apparently somebody's blowing whistles in the stands, and the players getting confused down on the field and stopping play early. The Tigers have a 1st and 10 from the 45-yard line. Ball on the near hash mark. Cortina this time is going to be in the shotgun with a running back on either side. And I think there's a problem with the play clock. Now the Mavericks will call a timeout. It'll be their first of the first half. We'll take a quick break and be right back. Coming back after the timeout. Ball's at the 45. The Tigers with a first down from their 4:23 left here in the first half. Cortina looks to this side again, looking again for Ojeda, and he's got him right at midfield for a gain of 5 yards.
As long as they keep leaving that open and they keep giving Ojeda that much cushion, I am sure that the Martin coaching offensive coaches are going to continue to throw the football in that gap, in that area.
Gets them 5 yards there. And again with the ball in the near hash mark, Ojeda from the shotgun. This time the handoff is to Jorge Martinez, who tries to turn the corner over on the far side. Now gets north and south. And that's going to be enough for a Martin first down. Across or inside the 45 to the 43. And this will be the 4th first down of this drive for the Martin Tigers. A drive that started back at their own 10-yard line. .354 left in the first half. Ball is on the far hash mark. Cortina is under center. Here is the carry. Back to the line of scrimmage goes Dillard, and no further. Good job by the Maverick defense of bringing down Dillard there.
Number 28, Dillard, stopped at the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd and 10 for the Tigers.
From the 43 now. From the shotgun, Cortina takes the snap, looking for Ojeda again and again. Just a ton of room between Ojeda and the cornerback who's in charge of covering him. And you called it, partner. Those are easy throws for Cortina now, and it brings up a 3rd and 2 from the 35.
Well, they're going to keep going back to it, and they have not been able to defense it right yet. As they continue to, as long as they leave it open, they're going to continue to throw it.
2:41 left. Cortina under center. The handoff is to Dillard. There he goes north and south. Puts his head down as he nears the 25. And he'll get to the 26-yard line. And the chains will move again in a drive that started at 9:27 left in the second quarter, all the way back at the Martin 10-yard line, and now is here deep in Maverick territory at the 26. Ball is on the near hash mark. Cortina in the shotgun with a running back on either side. It's a bad snap. Cortina's got to just fall on top of it all the way back here at the 37-yard line, and a good break for the Maverick defense. It's going to be a 1st and long now all the way over here, and the Martin Tigers are going to call their first timeout of the half.
You know, Ruben, it looks like on cue when the Tigers start getting into Maverick territory. You know, the potential of a turnover immediately comes up.
Want to wish a happy birthday to the athletic director here at LISD. Coach Silvia Barrera. I, for one, brought her a birthday present today.
Well, you did. I saw that. And so she is probably celebrating a day. There she is, waving at everybody on the big screen here. And of course, those of us at Eagle Pass Sports Central want to wish her a very happy birthday and many, many more.
It's homecoming night here at Martin High School, one of the the historic high school here in Laredo.
The oldest high school.
The oldest. Movement along the line now, and it's going to cost Martin 5 yards. That's going to end up at the 41 now. And it'll be a 2nd and 25 from there. Each time that the Martin Tigers have had the ball in this game, they've shot themselves in the foot. 2 fumbles earlier, and here in a long, extended drive, penalties now have cost them a bunch of yards. Ball's at the 41 on the near hash mark. Cortina from the shotgun rolls left, looks downfield. He's looking for Ojeda over on the far side, and that pass is incomplete. An outstanding job. Ojeda wants a flag. He's not going to get it. Juan Gonzalez on the coverage over there on the far side for the Mavericks.
I have to give credit to Juan Gonzalez because he was right there and very cleanly went up and batted the football away from Ojeda. And, of course, it is standard operating procedure for a receiver to get up and ask for a flag.
Juan Gonzalez did something that's very hard. He timed the jump exactly, and he got to the ball at the same time as Ojeda. No flag on that play. Here's a 3rd and 25 now for the Martin Tigers from the 41-yard line. Cortina under center, rolls left again. Dillard's into block. There's the pass. It's caught at the 30 by number 7, it looks like, Noe Esparza, and that's close enough that the Martin Tiger offense is going to stay on the field on a 4th and 4.
Well, no, they've actually got, it's 4th and 20. No, well, it's 4th.
Oh, and it's a roughing the passer call to top it all off against the Mavericks, so they're going to add 15 at the end of the run.
I'm going to disagree with that. I saw our defender come in and just put a really good hit as he released the football. The hit with the helmet was at the chest. It was nowhere else. And, of course, nowadays they just protect quarterbacks.
And so the ball ends up at the 15-yard line, a 1st and 10 for Martin from there. Dillard bouncing around inside the 10 to the 9. That's going to be a 2nd down. The Tigers can still get a 1st down at the 5.
Quickly up to the line of scrimmage. Oh, and they lined up, and then one of them moved. It backfired on them.
Coach David Charles is down here saying there was a timeout called, and there was. And the Mavericks, I think, called a timeout before that play got off. And that is the 2nd timeout of the half for the Mavericks. Holding on here, they've got 1:12 left to the end of the half. And if that Maverick defense can just hold on, bend but not break, maybe the worst that you come out of here with is a field goal. And you are able to get into halftime with a 7-3 lead. Now, the Martin Tigers will receive the ball first in the second half. They won the toss and deferred. And so it's very important that this Maverick defense stand up here near their own end zone and keep the damage to a minimum, because the Martin Tigers will get the ball coming out of the tunnel in the second half.
So that initial Maverick drive has been critical here. They took the football and scored on their initial drive of the game to give them this 7-0 lead.
Cortinas will be under center at the 8. The toss this way to Dillard, looking for room. That's actually Jorge Martinez with the carry. He's stopped just shy of the goal line at the 1.
And here come the Tigers. They're going to get into a hurry-up offense here.
It's a 1st and goal from the 1. Let's see if we get a tush-push here with about a yard to go before the end zone. And that ball is on the ground at the 1-yard line, but Cortina fell on top of it. And the Tigers, who were looking for the element of surprise, surprised themselves by snapping the ball before Cortina was able to be ready for it. Now Martin has called their 2nd timeout of the half, and Coach David Charles is none too happy with his quarterback down there.
We're looking at him, maybe not his quarterback, maybe his center, but he is not happy as they almost turned the football over right there at the 2-yard line, 1-yard line.
We talked about it at the top of the broadcast. Both of these head coaches from the same coaching tree.
Not only that, Coach Charles, the first Maverick coach when CC Winn first opened. He was the first coach ever in the history of CC Winn Mavericks, and had since moved on and has since then been here at Laredo Martin. And, of course, Coach Eric Villaseñor made the jump over from the Eagle Pass Eagles coaching staff to become the head coach.
I formation behind Cortina, who's under center. The handoff will be to Dillard, and he dives into the end zone for the touchdown over right guard. And that's going to make the score 7.
Oh, we get us a flag here.
Well,
over here on the side, it's a dead ball penalty, and that probably somebody wasn't very smart. They're going to tell us here very quickly.
there's going to be 40 seconds left on the clock in the first half. The unsportsmanlike conduct is against Elian Ojeda, the wide receiver who's been giving the Mavericks fits. And this is very important because they're going to step it off on the point after attempt.
And Elian Ojeda came over here after the play and very quickly headed over here to the bench and was a lot of distance away from Coach David Charles, who came over and called him over.
He did not want
to. He says, "You come over here right now."
He did not want to be in the vicinity.
Look at this.
Of his head coach. This is going to be a 35-yard point after attempt. Dillard is the holder. The snap, the hold, and I don't think that's going to make it there. No good. 7-6 is the score with 40 seconds left. The Mavericks on top by a point with 40 seconds left in the first half. With 40 seconds left in the first half, the Mavericks are going to get the ball back. Number 8, Juan Badillo, will be kicking off. And the Mavericks have 3 men back deep here at about their own 10-yard line, ready to receive. Here comes the kickoff from Badillo. It's on its way. Be fielded at the 12-yard line over on the far side of the field. Lots of running room for the return man over on that side. That is RJ Gonzalez with the return, and he'll get it across the 30 to the 33-yard line. Now, the Mavericks do have one timeout left here in the first half. We'll see if they want to take a couple of shots downfield and try to move this ball, or if they will be happy to go in at halftime with a 1-point lead. Again, the Tigers do get the ball back first in the second half. From the 33-yard line, Cabrera in at quarterback. The handoff to Tadeo Rivera. He'll be brought down in the backfield for a loss of a yard.
And they haven't started the play clock yet, and the game clock is under 25 seconds.
The Mavericks will not need to snap the ball again before the end of the half.
And they are not going to. Or they might come up the line of scrimmage, there's 9, 8. And
that'll be the end of the first half. The Mavericks with a very impressive opening drive. A 4-yard touchdown run by Tadeo Rivera into the end zone that put them up for the majority of the half. If you look at the possessions for the Martin Tigers, it looks like this: fumble, and then a 23-play, 90-yard drive for those points at the end of the half. So the Maverick defense managed to hold them for most of the first half, but they ate up a lot of clock. That Martin Tiger drive started with 9:27 left in the first half.
Well, you know what's going to go on at halftime. The Mavericks are going to sit back and look at how they're going to be able to stop, especially the big running back that's been giving them so many problems. But one of the things we need to talk about, Ruben, before we go to halftime is how important control is. You always tell your players to stay under control, because on a football field, especially on a football field, not much in some other sports, there is really a lot of talking back and forth. So it was obviously somebody was a Maverick, somebody was talking to Ojeda after that touchdown. And Ojeda probably responded, I don't know, in whatever way he responded, or pushed him or something that we didn't see, but there was an official right there. So he flags him for 15 yards unsportsmanlike conduct, and all of a sudden, with the chip shot, point after is really a long field goal attempt.
35-yard point after attempt, and it cost the Martin Tigers
the tie.
Yeah, the tie 7-6 is the score. The score on your screen will get fixed here shortly. So the Mavericks go in, Morris, with a 1-point lead. And what is Coach Eric Villaseñor telling his team at halftime?
Well, more than anything else, I think we played a good first half, but he's also bringing up one very important factor. The Maverick defense has got to do a better job. They've got to keep the Tigers at 3rd and long, because how many times did the Tigers shoot themselves here, literally speaking, in the first half when they had drives in Maverick territory and turned over the football? And you don't want to expect that in the second half. You got to play better defense.
Absolutely. That defense has to tighten up and find a solution for Christopher Dillard and narrow the gap a little bit, play a little more bump and run coverage maybe against Ojeda down here, split out wide.
Ojeda has been so wide open. I mean, really, there hasn't been a Maverick within maybe 10 yards of him when he's made those receptions on 3rd and long.
Absolutely. So we will see what adjustments get made at halftime. In the meantime, the Mavericks have a 1-point lead. Stay with us here on Eagle Pass Sports Central. We'll be back for the second half. Welcome back for the start of the second half, everybody. Ruben Valadez and Morris Lipson Jr. along with you here in a game that the Mavericks are leading for the moment 7-6. We talked, partner, about possible adjustments at halftime for these two teams. Very important right out of the gate here in the second half. The Tigers are going to start with the ball, and that Maverick defense really has to stand up and show that it made some adjustments and not now another long drive like the one that ended the first half.
Well, we're going to see it very quickly. We're going to see the adjustments that are made, and one of course, is going to be they're probably going to key on number 28, but they're going to have to figure out why number 5 has been so open during the first half. And I think that the Maverick defense worked so hard in the first half to get Martin into those third and long situations to only give up the pass out in the flat with really a lot of cushion there.
Yeah, we'll see what kind of adjustments that Maverick defense has made. We want to thank our sponsors on behalf of Universal Media Connections, Valde Record Service, Nevada's Law Firm, Allstate Onésimo Elizondo, Saritas Tortilla Factory, TNT Rental, IBC Bank, Stat Emergency, RNR Safety Wear LLC, Tienda de los Venados, Tammany Insurance, Chapa Law Group, Clarissa Rivera at Capital Insurance Services, Choches Barbecue, Benavides Roads Insurance, Lorena Melo State Farm, Brown Chevrolet, Vargas Hardware, Ruiz & Associates, Maverick AC Supply, Rudy's Optical Yopos, and United Medical Centers. And on behalf of Eagle Pass Sports Central, we want to thank Brown Chevrolet Buick GMC of Eagle Pass and Cedar Ford of Eagle Pass, State Representative Eddie Morales, and also Choches Barbecue and IBC Bank. Underway here in the second half, 3 men back to receive the kickoff for the Martin Tigers. Christopher Dillard is here on the near side. The kick is on its way to the far side of the field. It's a short kick, and it's fielded at the 24-yard line over on the far side. Good job by the Maverick coverage team of being on top of that and on top of the return man, number 3, that appears to be Gerardo Vargas. Just underway here at the top of the second half, and the Tigers will start from the 25.
Here come the Tigers on their first possession of the evening here. Starting the second half, if you just joined us, it's Mavericks 7, Tigers 6, and here they come up to the line of scrimmage.
Cortina from the shotgun. Here's a handoff to Dillard, who bounces left, then back right, then gets upfield across the 30 very quickly to the 33-yard line. We noticed that Christopher Dillard was one of the homecoming candidates at halftime. Several of the Martin Tiger players were down there at the half for homecoming festivities. There is a man down at the 26-yard line, one of the Maverick players there on the field, being attended to by both athletic staffs. Head coach Eric Villaseñor will come over as well to take a look. And he's being sat up now, I believe.
That's one of the injuries that, in fact, it's not a good deal for the Mavericks. That is number 21, isn't it?
This is, I think it's 31. I think it's Jaime Barrientos, and that would be a huge loss for the Mavericks if Barrientos is not able to get back on the field, because he is a power in that linebacker position. 2nd and 2 for Martin from the 33. Barrientos will go off the field, and the Tiger quarterback Cortina is in the shotgun. Takes the snap, the handoff again to Christopher Dillard, who's got a bunch of room, now bounces right and heads towards the far side of the field, and finally pushed out of bounds in Maverick territory at the 48. He's in that second level awfully fast.
He is, and what's got to worry, I think, the Maverick defensive coaches is the fact that they're not really hitting him as he comes through the line. And once he gets a full, he really gets going.
So on a 1st and 10 from the Maverick 48. Here again, Dillard, and there's a flag at the end, some pushing and shoving still down on the field, and somebody might have dragged Dillard down by the face mask toward the end of that play. We'll see what the call is.
It's either going to be that or a horse collar. you had a bunch of the Tiger coaches, the flags over here by the Tiger sideline that kind of helped make that call.
That's right. The officials are...
There he goes, and you were exactly correct.
To face mask. It's a first down, 15 yards toward the Maverick end zone, and the ball ends up now at the 31. After that face mask penalty, 11-12 left to go here in the third quarter, and the Tigers quickly on the move. A drive that started back at their own 25-yard line is already in Maverick territory. Ball is on the near hash mark. Cortina in the shotgun with a blocker in front of him. The ball goes to Dillard again, who navigates his way around the Maverick defense, still on his feet. They're trying to push him down. Dillard was called as forward progress halted, but he did get to the 24.
It's got to be they never really were able to bring him down. He just kept churning, and he's running with a lot of authority.
From the 24, a second and third for Martin. And again, Dillard moving the pile forward to the 21. Should be just enough for a first down from there. Looks like maybe he's a yard shy at the 22.
That time they did hit him. They hit him right at the line and was able to hold on while they got some a herd of Mavericks to come over and help bring him down.
Third and 1. And Cortina in the shotgun. Here's the handoff to who else? Christopher Dillard. He'll put his head down as he nears the 20. He's got enough for a first down. Just barely, though, to the 20-yard line. The Maverick defense trying their best there to stand him up. But it's a Martin first down.
So the Tigers have taken this first drive and are now deep in Maverick territory, helped out by a face mask call at the end of a run that added 15 yards after the run.
And you've got to be careful because there goes Mr. Ojeda over to the top side of the field. Cortina under center. He'll keep it himself, goes left, and he's brought down at the 20-yard line. Coach down here, David Charles, was looking for a penalty because they got him high. They kind of grabbed him by the neck and brought him down, but no penalty on the play.
36, Humberto Munoz made the tackle on that one.
2nd and 10 now for the Tigers. With 8:49 left in the third quarter, a quick-moving game. Both of these teams are ground-based offenses. And so the clock keeps moving when they've got the ball. This is the first possession of the second half for the Tigers. The Mavericks haven't had the ball yet here in the second half. Here's a toss back to Jorge Martinez, who's going to try to turn the corner and is still on his feet over on the far side of the field. He's brought down at the 15, a gain of 5 hard yards for Jorge Martinez, and it puts the Tigers in a 3rd and 5.
Yeah, we had a Maverick defender that actually Martinez went right by him, and he didn't really know he had the ball, and then said, hey, this guy's got the ball. I've got to make a tackle here.
He managed to wiggle around in that pile for a little bit. 3rd and 5 now from the 15-yard line. Here's a handoff to Dillard. I don't think Dillard's going to get it. He's going to be brought down just as he crosses the 15 to the 13. So a gain of 2 yards brings up a 4th and 3. And this Martin Tiger offense is no doubt going to stay on the field.
Well, you'd have to seriously think about it here. This is a big gamble here, isn't it, instead of kicking the field goal?
We'll see if they can get the 3 yards, the 2 yards that they need. There's movement on the line. The Mavericks are pointing it out. No flags, though. The offense is going to look this way, and now Coach David Charles is going to call the first time out of the half for Martin.
I think it was sort of like a hard count. He was trying to get him to come off sides because he did position one of his players in the backfield facing toward the other sideline, and that kind of throws people off. So
tried to get them to jump, nothing doing there. And we'll keep it right here for you during the timeout. With 7:18 left in the third quarter, the Maverick defense trying to hold on on the Tigers' first possession of the second half. We're going to have a field goal attempt here. They're going to put this down at the 20, so it'll be a 30-yard field goal attempt for Juan Badillo, and the Maverick coverage team has to be careful for a fake here on 4th and 2 from inside the 15-yard line.
Who do you think the holder is?
The holder is Christopher Dillard, and he might just stand up and run with that. But here is Badillo with the attempt. The kick is up, and it is good. 3 points on the board for the Martin Tigers, and they have a 9-7 lead over the Mavericks here in the third quarter with 7:10 left. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. Here is the kickoff. After that 35-yard field goal, it's going to be fielded at about the 6-yard line down here by the Maverick return man still on his feet. That's number 12, R.J. Gonzalez, brought down. Very late hit there, it looked like, from up here, but there's no call on the play.
Boy, Coach Villaseñor, plus we have the Eagles, the Maverick coaching staff up here, and no flag. That would not go over well.
Mavericks are going to start at the 24. They've got to get a good, nice, long drive going here. Take some time off the clock and put some points on the board here midway through this third quarter with 7 minutes left. Ball is at the 24-yard line on the near hash mark. Gabriel Valderas will start the half in the shotgun with 3 receivers here to the near side, one split out wide left. Quick pass caught by Sebastian Vasquez, and Vasquez will go down the sideline. He lost control of the football, but it goes out of bounds, luckily, and all the way to the 34 there. And that should be enough for a Maverick first down.
Let's see where they're going to spot this football.
I see the official on the near side at the 34, and the ball is at the 34. Now they will move the chains over on the far sideline.
The chain crew over there a little lethargic, aren't they? Like slow-mo?
It's a little slow on the uptake this evening here at Shirley Field. Here come the Mavericks on a 1st and 10. Man in motion. A little bit more dynamic offense showing here. Here's Tadeo Rivera trying that right side. Gets north and south. He's got to be careful with that ball. They're trying to strip it. And there's a flag behind the play at the 30. That's going to be a hold. That's in the area of holding. And it's probably coming back for the Mavericks.
Well, the referee doesn't have to ask anybody because he's the one that called it.
He's the one who saw it. That's his flag on the ground. 10 yards from the spot of the hold. We'll see where this ends up now. They're going to mark it from the 34. It'll end up back at the original line of scrimmage where the Mavericks started this drive at the 24. And it's going to be a 1st and 20 from there.
And again, that's not a good way to start your drive.
That's a momentum killer for you. And the Mavericks have to be careful to get all their plays off cleanly. Here comes Gabriel Valderas with the play call. He'll be in the shotgun with Tadeo Rivera on his left, 3 receivers to the left side of the formation. The snap, quick pass again, caught by Juan Gonzalez at the 20. He's got to get upfield. He's at the 25, now bounces to the far side at the 30, puts his head down, and pushes the defender out of bounds at the 33.
Looked like he was going to be hit after that sideline pass to the far side of the field, but he spun around, changed his direction, went inside, and then went back outside toward the sideline on the other side of the field.
Ball's at the 32. An 8-yard gain makes it now 2nd and 12 for the Mavericks with 5.5 minutes left in the third quarter. Valderas in the shotgun. 3 receivers here to the near side. 1 split out wide left. Now that man will come in motion to the near side, and the handoff is to Tadeo Rivera, who's looking for blockers in front of him. He has contact at the 35 and then falls forward all the way to the 39-yard line. And it will be now a 3rd and 5 for the Mavericks from the 39.
Tadeo Rivera and that man that tackled him, I mean, let me tell you, they were both going full speed. And Tadeo Rivera still managed to hang on to the football.
It was quite a collision. They bounced off each other at the point of impact there at about the 35-yard line, and Rivera now is at the 39. Gabriel Valderas is getting the play call in. I think they're going to wait till the play clock rolls all the way down, and they're going to call their first time out of the half here. They're going to let the game clock to wind all the way down to exactly 4:31 before the end of the third quarter. We're going to take a quick break and be right back. The Mavericks have a 3rd and 5, looking to convert here. The keeper by Bobby Cabrera, and he's going to be pushed in the backfield at the 35-yard line. Another outstanding defensive play by Jacob Rodriguez. We've seen him in the backfield a couple of times already. They brought in Cabrera, the backup quarterback, and try to run a keeper with him. Nothing doing there. Cabrera's now going to stay on the field to punt.
And you mentioned it just right. A good defensive play by Rodriguez to keep Cabrera from going to the outside. He was going to try to cut the corner on the far side of the field.
And with under 4 minutes left now, the Mavericks will have to punt this away. Cabrera looking to punt to probably Ojeda, who's back here at around his own 30. A high punt. It'll kick at the 35 and then roll sideways for a little bit before being down at the 33-yard line. And here is the problem now for the Maverick defense is that this Martin Tiger offense eats up clock, eats up a lot of it, and you have to really try to get them off the field as quickly as possible if you're this Maverick defense.
A 3 and out is just pretty much what we need right now.
Let's see if Mr. Dillard allows for that. Cortina in the shotgun. The handoff is to Dillard. He jumps over a man, hurdles over a defender at the line of scrimmage, and then is able to get down to the 37-yard line.
We do have a Maverick down, actually 2 of them. And this looks, we're hoping it's a cramp.
That's what that looks like. Again, it's a warm, muggy, humid evening here in South Texas in Laredo. That's exactly what it looks like. They're working on a cramp down there. Also going off the field on the far side, a very important for the important man for the Mavericks defense. Humberto Munoz is being taken off the field on the far side. And so the Maverick defense, when it least needs its leaders to go off the field, is having to face this Tiger offense at this moment. 3:22 left in the third quarter. They're still attending to the young man down there on the ground. Now they'll pick him up, and they will point him toward the far sideline. This is Ibarra again. This is number 31. Jaime Barrientos, who has already gone off the field once in this game with an injury, and you can tell the frustration for that young man that he can't stay on the field.
He took his helmet off, and he's wants to like slam it into and he did it at the end over there. He is not happy about it, about his injury.
It's the kind of competitive spirit that even with a 1-7 record, this Maverick team has. Coach Villaseñor talked to us about it in the prediction show on Wednesday, and his guys are not giving up. They're still fighting tough, and they're still very passionate about these games. Here's the handoff to Dillard again. Bounces left, looking to get upfield. He's brought down at the 41-yard line by Luis Flores, and he's about 2 yards shy of a Tiger first down.
Luis Flores now seeing some action on defense.
Luis Flores, for the first part of this season, was a workhorse for the Mavericks out of the backfield, but Tadeo Rivera has taken over that role here in the last month or so. 2:45 left in the third quarter. 3rd and 2. Here's another handoff to Dillard. He's got room. He busts out of the defense and still on his feet. Finally, he's going to be brought down at the 40-yard line by Tadeo Rivera, playing both ways also today. And that's going to be spotted at the 39 in Maverick territory now, another Tiger first down.
Another good run by number 28, and he gets it into Maverick territory.
So from the 39-yard line on a 1st and 10, go the Martin Tigers. Cortina in the shotgun, drops back, looking for a long pass on the far side of the field, and it is incomplete over at about the 5-yard line. Good job, step by step. Over on the far sideline was Juan Gonzalez. Also there was Francisco Ramirez, the senior defensive back. The clock stops on the incompletion, and it's going to be a 2nd and 10 now from the 39.
Actually, our defensive back, was actually asking for the flag that he had the position and that the receiver interfered with him.
That's right. Here is finally a stop at the 40-yard line as Dillard gets pushed back.
Tadeo Rivera came in and hit him low and just bowled him over. Probably one of the better tackles the Mavericks have had on Dillard tonight.
And now with a minute 45, the Maverick defense has the Tigers in a 3rd and 10 situation. If they can make another stop here, they will get the ball back without further damage. 9-7 is the Martin lead for now. Cortina looking downfield. The pass is caught at the 35-yard line and brought down at the 32 is the receiver. Not enough for a first down. That's Jorge Martinez with the catch. But here comes quickly the Martin offense on a 4th and 2 at the 32-yard line. Looking to draw that Maverick defense offside. There's still plenty of time left on the play clock. 56 seconds left on the game clock here in the third quarter. Here's Dillard, who's got wide open space on the left side of the line. He's got a first down inside the 25. At the 23, it's going to be another Martin first down.
The Tigers doing a really good job. The Maverick defense had held them pretty well the first 2 downs of that series.
First down inside the 25 at the 23 for the Martin Tigers. Here's a handoff to Dillard. He gets pushed back into the backfield and now still held up. A loss of a couple of yards on this side of the 25 now to the 26. Number 30, Michael Jimenez there for the tackle.
Oh, my gosh.
And Dillard is slow getting up. And he doesn't want to come off the field, you can tell, but I think they're going to have to bring him off and take a look at him. 2nd and 10 coming up, or 2nd and 11 from the 26. And that is the end of the third quarter here at the SAC with the Mavericks trying to claw back against that 9-7 Tiger lead. We'll be right back. 2nd and 12 for the Tigers now, going left to right on your screen, and we'll see what they do about that backfield. Dillard is back, but it's a keeper by Cortina. Swings over on the far side, on the far sideline, and he's got a first down to the 10.
So they took spotlight off of Dillard and gave it to 10 to the far side of the field. He gets the ball down to the 10-yard line.
First and goal from there for the Martin Tigers, with 11:32 left here in the ball game. Just started the fourth quarter. Cortina from the shotgun. Here's a handoff to Dillard. Bounces right, looking for blockers in front of him, and the Maverick defense will be on top of him there, and you've got to hand it to this Maverick defense. In on that tackle, Jaime Barrientos and Humberto Muñoz, who had gone off the field earlier. So, yeah, that shows you what these Maverick defenders and these players are really battling against.
One thing we're seeing, though, Ruben, number 28, Dillard, it's kind of really favoring one of his ankles. You see a little difference in his running.
Carrying the ball a little gingerly there. Still in the backfield, though, along with Cortina on his right hip. 10:46 left in the game. It's a keeper by the quarterback. Cortina hurdles a man at the 5 and then heads toward the end zone. He's going to be brought down at the 1, where it'll be a 3rd and goal. And how about a fumbled snap here, something like that, to get the momentum back in the Mavericks' favor. 9-7 is the Tiger lead for now, with about 10.5 minutes left in the ball game. But they are knocking on the door again at the 1.
3rd and 1, so it'd be if they can hold them here, it would be a very interesting 4th down.
The handoff to Dillard, bounces right into the end zone for the Tiger touchdown. 6 more points on the board for Martin. It's going to make it 15-7 for now, with a point after attempt coming up.
So there you have it. The Tigers have really had some really good drives, and that one really puts them in the lead now. They were already ahead 9-7. Here comes the point after.
Badillo on for the point after. Low snap. Dillard gets it up, but the kick is on its way and good, and that'll make the score 16-7 in favor of the Tigers with 10:04 left in the ballgame, and we'll be right back. Three Mavericks await this kickoff back here at about the 10-yard line. Badillo will kick this off. And we'll try to get that in frame for you here. There it goes. The return right up the middle of the field to about the 33-yard line. And then some pushing and shoving afterward. It's going to be a flag on the play. RJ Gonzalez with that return here to the 34-yard line, but we will see if that stands or where this ball will end up after we sort this penalty out.
Now, usually, it's the one that retaliates that gets caught.
That's right. It's the reaction, not the action. It's going to go against the Mavericks. They're going to step it off 15 yards from the end of the run, and it's going to put them inside the 20 here at the 19-yard line.
That one really hurt.
It does. because Mavericks would have had good starting field position at around the 30-yard line. Now they find themselves at the 19 with just under 10 minutes left here in the ball game. Thank you for joining us in Eagle Pass Sports Central. Next week we will be down in Eagle Pass for both games for the Eagles and the Mavericks. It's a tight game against, or an important game rather, against Del Rio. Here's Tadeo Rivera looking for room on the right side. He'll be brought down at the 24 for a gain of 5 yards. 2nd and 5 coming up.
Well, and this drive is going to be very important for the Mavericks. They've got to get into the end zone here. 9:32 and counting. Both of these offenses eat up a lot of clock.
They've got to come away from here with some points and then hope to get the ball back again. It's a 2-possession game here with 9:19 left in the ball game. Ball is on the far hash mark at the 19-yard line. 2nd and 5 for the Mavericks. Bobby Cabrera in the shotgun. That's actually Gabriel Valderas who hands off to Tadeo Rivera. Long run. That push looked like it was out of bounds. There is no flag on the play. We saw Tadeo Rivera get pushed maybe 2 steps after he had stepped out of bounds down there at about the 22-yard line, but no call from the officials, and it's a loss of 2 yards.
Coach Villaseñor is, of course, on the other side of the field. Didn't have the view we had, but the Maverick coaches up here did, and that one was one that flag that had to come out.
Yeah, he was pushed once he was well out of bounds. 8:28 left in the ball game, and a very crucial 3rd and 7 here for the Mavericks. They have to convert to keep this drive alive. Valderas with the pass, caught by Tadeo Rivera at the 25. He's got a blocker in front of him, and that is a Maverick first down across the 35 to the 37.
Oh, and now.
Oh, there's a flag at about the 28. And it's going to go against the Mavericks. Coach Villaseñor is pleading with the referee over on the far side of the field, asking what that call could be. They were setting up a screen. There can't be an illegal receiver downfield if it's a screen set up, if that's what they're talking about. And Coach Villaseñor is having a conversation with the referee.
Well, one good point, the referee's listening, though.
He's walked him all the way back to the far sideline and is having a conversation with him.
Now, let's see what's going to happen here, whether he's going to come and still do the call or whether he's going to.
It's an illegal man downfield call, and they're going to repeat the 3rd down. There's a certain yardage downfield that the running back can still be and receive that screen pass. I think Tadeo Rivera got a little too ahead of that player. One of his linemen got a little too ahead of him, and that's why they called this illegal receiver downfield, illegal man downfield, and now it's a 3rd and 12 from the 18-yard line.
Here come the Mavericks, 7:52 and counting.
Valderas from the shotgun, pump fakes once. He's got to move around now, lets the pass go. He's got a man open down here, and that pass is incomplete, nearly interception. The intercepted. The pass just didn't get there, but number 32, Luis Leos, had flashed open and had gotten behind the defense if that pass had been thrown a little farther behind. Valderas did the best he could, and he's being helped off the field here. We had seen him walking gingerly, and I think on that pass play he got hit towards the end, and now he's having trouble coming off the field.
And, we do not see any flags on the field.
Valderas couldn't make it all the way to the sideline, so they're going to attend to him there for a minute at about the 12-yard line. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Coach.
Gabriel Valderas will be helped off the field over on the far side. And the Mavericks will punt. At least that's what the indication is. Yeah, there goes Bobby Cabrera back to receive the snap. And Elian Ojeda is back here at about midfield to receive the punt. 7:41 left in the ball game. Cabrera takes the snap, gets the punt off. It's a high punt, and it will take a Tiger bounce towards the 40, and it is down there by one of the Tiger coverage men. But Martin's going to have very good starting field position in Maverick territory at the 40.
What a dangerous punt, though, because it actually didn't go very far, and when it did hit, it was, you don't know which way it's going to go, and you had a lot of red jerseys around there.
Sure did, and you had to be careful if you're the Martin Tigers. Next week, we will bring you the game between the Eagles and Del Rio down there in Eagle Pass on Thursday, and then Friday is homecoming for the Mavericks. Southside will be in town for that game, and Eagle Pass Sports Central will be bringing both of those games to you next week down from Eagle Pass. Here's Dillard with the carry on the left side of the line, and they're hanging on to him or the Maverick defenders before he reaches the 30 down at the 33.
We continue to have an injury over here, and it is, number 31.
Yeah, it's Jaime Barrientos, who's, I think, just trying his hardest to stay on the field, and his body just is not letting him at this point. Just too many hits, and he's going to be walked off the field now over on the far side. Just under 7 minutes left here in the game. 6:59, a 2nd and 3 coming up for Martin.
Quite a battle here tonight. Either way you look at it, 16-7, the Tigers ahead of the Mavericks, but it's been a good ball game.
Mavericks have given it their all. They had a 7-0 lead for a big chunk of the first half. Here's a pass out of the reach of the intended receiver over on the far side, Jorge Martinez. Nothing doing there.
Really good coverage over there. On the coverage was number 32 for the Mavericks. That being Luis Leos.
Leo's running stride for stride over there. The ball was just overthrown. 3rd and 3 now for the Tigers from the 33-yard line with 6:40 left. The clock does stop on that incompletion. And here is the running back, Dillard again, who weaves his way through the defense, and he's got a Martin first down at the 28.
6:27 and counting. Here's the Tiger running game, keeps this clock going.
From the 28 now, another first down for the Tigers. 6:08 left on the clock. And there is a Maverick down on the field there at about the 24-yard line. They're going to take a look at that young man, and we'll be right back. Back live with you now. 1st and 10 from the 28 for the Martin Tigers. And with 6:08 left here in the ball game, the Tigers, of course, in no particular hurry to get underway. Dillard and Cortina will meet here near the near sideline to get the play call in. 6:08 left in the game, and now they'll wind the clock. That was Humberto Munoz who came off the field for the Mavericks. They'll wind the clock now under 6 minutes, and Cortina from the shotgun will take the snap. Hands off to Dillard. He's met just beyond the line of scrimmage, and then is brought down as he nears the 25 at the 26.
You know, Ruben, you got to hand it to the Maverick defense and the Mavericks. They are still fighting hard down there, hitting hard. And they just need right now, the clock's at under 5.5 minutes already.
The clock is not the Mavericks' friend right now. Again, 5:20 left before the end of the game, and it's a 2-score game with the Tigers leading 16-7 here in the 4th quarter. Here comes Martin from the 26 on a 2nd and 8. Here comes the Maverick defense up to the line. Cortina with the keeper on the right side. Still moving the pile forward, and finally brought down near the 15 at the 17-yard line. And I think there's no better example of that, of the Martin Tigers still having some fresh legs, while that Maverick defense has just been pounded on all game long.
That is a first down. Ball now at the 17, like you mentioned. 1st and 10 from that point.
With 4:38 left in the game. Again, the Mavericks will be down in Eagle Pass next week. It'll be homecoming for them on Friday. We'll bring that game to you here on Eagle Pass Sports Central. Dillard bounces left. He's caught as he nears the 15, down at the 16-yard line. A gain of only a yard there. It's going to be 2nd and 9 now as the clock winds down to about 4 minutes left in the game.
They actually gave him a yard on that carry, so 2nd and 9, like you mentioned. And like you mentioned, right now the clock on the side of the Martin Tigers here late in the 4th quarter.
Ball's at the 16 on the far hash mark. Cortina's going to be under center with Dillard deep in the backfield. The handoff is to him. He'll go left. Now gets upfield at about the 8. And that's where at about the 13. And that is where he is brought down after a gain of 3 yards. It's going to be a 3rd and 6 coming up for Martin. And again, they're in no particular hurry to get their plays off.
They're using that play clock all the way down, getting it down inside 10 seconds, sometimes inside 5 seconds.
With the ball at the 13, here comes the Tiger offense. Cortina will await the snap. It goes in between his legs. He's got to pick it up now at the 20, and then is tripped up at the 18-yard line. And I think the Mavericks are going to use a timeout here on what will be a 4th and about 11. The Mavericks trying to save some time on the clock. That's their first one of the half. And when we come back, it'll be a 4th and long for Martin, and we'll see what they decide. Back with you here on what's a 4th and 11 from the 26-yard line now for the Tigers. The Mavericks have used a timeout. And here's a pass caught by Ojeda, and we'll see if he's got enough for a first down. They're going to mark him right at the line to get after that catch by Elian Ojeda, right at the 8. And I think that's going to be enough for a Tiger first down.
Well, you think they're going to know? They've already put the first down and put down those yard markers as it is inside the 10. So it's a first and goal.
From the 7 with 2:20 left in the game. Here comes Cortina with the play call into the huddle. And the Maverick defense had a glimmer of hope there on 4th and 11 that they might be able to stop the Tigers and maybe get the ball back. Cortina under center, with the fullback behind him. It'll be a quarterback keeper. They're pushing the pile inside the 5, finally marked down at the 4.
You know, stuff that goes on in pro football sometimes just sets everybody going, right?
That's right.
And I was telling you last game that I don't think it's going to last very long before they make that a rule infraction.
That tush push started by the Philadelphia Eagles, and you're right, catching fire all across football and the college ranks, the pro ranks in here, and
like
high school
to block
ranks.
An extra point or something. You can't actually get on top of another defensive man.
You can't try to leap over the line using a man as leverage. Here's Dillard heading into the end zone for the Martin touchdown, a 4-yard touchdown run for Christopher Dillard at 6 more points. 22-7 for now is the Tiger lead with the point after coming up.
So the Tigers have this game very well in hand after a very, very close first half. In fact, a Maverick lead, a 7-0 lead for a lot of the first half.
Minute 13 left. Here's Badillo with a point after attempt is up, and it is good. A minute 13 before the end of the ball game, and the Tigers lead 23-7. Badillo will kick off. It's a short kick handled at about the 35 by one of the up men for the Mavericks. That's number 5, Esteban Hoffman, with the return to the 37. The Mavericks will set up shop there with just over a minute left here in the ball game. Again, the Mavericks will be down there next week in Eagle Pass. We visited Shirley Field quite a bit this year, partner. This is our 3rd time here.
We visited Laredo quite a few times this season.
Racking up those Sports Central Mobile miles this season. We were here last night for that 29-25 victory of the Eagles over the Longhorns.
There's a penalty here. I don't know what this is. It's a
false start on the kick. Somebody started early before that kick, so they're going to add 5 yards, and this drive will start at the 42 for the Mavericks. A minute 9 left in the game. Here's a quick pass to Sebastian Vasquez, who makes the catch at about the 41, and then is pushed out of bounds at the 46. Again, at 4 yards, the clock does stop because Vasquez went out of bounds.
56 seconds left. Could be a really interesting week next weekend in Eagle Pass with a Thursday game and a Friday game. The Maverick game on Friday, homecoming. But on Thursday is a game that two teams have played for well over each other for well over 100 years.
That Del Rio Eagle Pass rivalry. Here's Tadeo Rivera, gets north and south of his nears midfield, and he's brought down just shy of the 50 to the 49. Again, of 3 yards there. It's going to bring up a third and about 3. The clock has stopped.
It's a timeout.
For some reason, the Mavericks have called a timeout, and Coach Villaseñor will huddle them up. You're right. This is a rivalry as we look forward to next week. By the way, the prediction show will be live from Chocha's Barbecue on Wednesday. Won't you join us on the at the prediction show? And then Thursday night, we'll be down there at the SAC, Kozo Foster Veterans Memorial Stadium, as the Del Rio Rams come in a scheduling quirk. The Rams haven't actually visited Eagle Pass in about 2 or 3 years, if I'm not mistaken. And the Eagles have had to go to Del Rio. So they will come into the SAC, and what will be a very important game for playoffs and for playoff seeding for the Eagles. They're going to come in there with a 2-2 district record. For the Mavericks, they're going to face the toughest team in the district on Friday during their homecoming. The Southside Cardinals will come in to try to finish off their season and get ready for the playoffs. It'll be senior night as well as homecoming for the Mavericks next week down at the SAC. 3rd and 3 here from the 49-yard line. Here's Rivera with a bunch of blockers in front of him. Heads upfield on the far sideline, and he'll get inside the 35 to the 34.
And they did stop the clock. I'm assuming that Coach Villaseñor, maybe he got out of bounds over there.
Well, they stop it while they move the chains over on the far side of the field. Now they'll rewind it with 34 seconds left. And Rivera again on the right side trying to turn the corner, and he will go out of bounds to stop the clock at the 22-yard line. And it's a first down for the Mavericks on the move very late in the game here with 28 seconds left. Again, the clock stops because Rivera went out of bounds, and the ball will be at the 24.
Exemplifies the no-quit attitude, of the Mavericks. Down 23-7, nonetheless, they are here on this last drive. Just
Coach Villaseñor sent his team a message by calling a timeout and giving them an opportunity to work downfield and score. Cabrera stepping back. He's got a man open in the end zone. Let's see who came down with that pass. It's a touchdown for the Mavericks. That's number 4, Sebastian Vasquez, who goes up in the air and comes down with that pass. And the Mavericks have added 6 points. It's a 23-13 lead now for the Tigers. Good throw there by Bobby Cabrera.
And, they both went up for it, and Sebastian came down with that football.
Tie goes to the offense in any case, and Vasquez came out of there with the football, and the Mavericks will leave the offense on the field to go for 2 points here to try to make this an 8-point game, a one-possession game. Cabrera's in the shotgun. He's got Tadeo Rivera behind him. Quick pass. Now he brings it down. He's going to try to get it into the end zone himself, and he's going to get tripped up at about the 7-yard line. Couldn't turn the corner there. With 21 seconds left, the score is Martin 23, Mavericks 13. And we'll be right back. we would expect an onside kick here from the Mavericks. And again, had they scored that 2-point conversion, it would have been a one drive.
One possession.
A one possession game would have been down to 8 points. Here's the onside attempt. And that ball is bouncing around down there, still on the ground at about the 35, still on the ground.
Look.
Let's see if the Mavericks are able to fall on top of it at about the 30-yard line. The Mavericks say they have the football. There's 12 seconds left on the clock. And I think the Mavericks have possession, and they do. And now,
Number 13 came up with the football.
and boy, now that missed 2-point conversion looms large because it would have been an 8-point game, and the Mavericks would have been right here.
You know, the mindset of on the Mavericks sideline of Coach Villaseñor was, wow, we're not done here yet, regardless of the score being 23-7 at one point. But have you ever seen a stranger onside kick than that, where it hit and then it just kept bouncing around? But not only that, going deeper into Tiger territory.
That thing ended up at the Martin 30, and it first hit at about midfield. It came from the 40-yard line, the kickoff, hit a man at about maybe the 45, and then as more Martin Tigers tried to fall on top of it, it kept squirting out and heading toward the Martin sideline. A stiff breeze, by the way, we can see here downfield. The Mavericks have the ball, the wind at their back. So maybe you get some quick yards here. You try your field goal, get those 3 points on the board, and you try another onside kick. And you might be onto something here. The Mavericks, of course, are out of timeouts now in the game. So whatever they're going to try to do, they're going to have to attempt to do it.
Well, I think they're going to go for the end zone here. They've got to. I don't think there's any question on that.
I think you've got time for one quick out, maybe out to the sideline. Cabrera's dropping back. There goes the pass towards the sideline, and it is incomplete. The receiver wasn't quite underneath it yet when that pass got thrown. And that's
Cabrera let that thing fly, didn't he?
He did, and it got some lift with this air. I'm telling you, it's a pretty stiff breeze down there, but one of the Martin Tiger defensive backs was able to knock it down. That took 5 seconds off the clock, so there's 7 seconds left now here in the game, and the Mavericks trying to put it in the end zone one more time to narrow the final score. Cabrera from the shotgun, has 3 receivers to the top side, one here to the left of the formation, drops back, rolls right. He's got to throw it, and the pass is incomplete, in and out of the hands of Sebastian Vasquez, who had it in his hands for just a moment. That is the last play of the game, and the Tigers will have a victory 23-13, and the Mavericks still looking for that second win of the season and the second district win.
But Ruben, what a game! Regardless, a 23-13 Tiger victory here, but it really it went down just toward the very end here.
You'll see the line there at the 2 lines at the 50-yard line with the teams saying hello to each other. As we came into the stadium today, we saw Coach David Charles and Coach Eric Villaseñor having a little friendly discussion over near the field house, and we had the chance to say hi to both of them. Of course, both are proud Eagle Pass products on the field today. Partner, final words here before we say goodnight.
Well, a really tough loss for the Mavericks, and they scored on the opening drive. Nonetheless, the never say die, never quit attitude of the Mavericks and the Maverick coaching staff, I think, was very evident here tonight. Like you mentioned, had they've been able to get the 2-point conversion, would have made it 23-15, and then the quirky onside kick that the Mavericks ended up with deep in Tiger territory,
Yep.
Could have just easily this game gone down to a final play.
And that's what Coach Villaseñor's got to be telling his players, is you guys fought hard all the way to the end of this ball game. Keep your head high as we head back to Eagle Pass. I want to thank our sponsors on behalf of Universal Media Connections, Valde Record Service, Nevada's Law Firm, Allstate, Onésimo Elizondo, Sarita's Tortilla Factory, TNT Rentals, IBC Bank, Clarissa Rivera at Capital Insurance Services, Stat Emergency, R&R Safety Wear LLC, Tienda de los Venados, Tabanay Insurance, Chapa Law Group, Choches Barbecue, Benavides Roads Insurance, Lorena Melo State Farm, Brown Chevrolet, Vargas Hardware, Ruiz & Associates, Maverick AC Supply, Rudy's Optical, Yopos, and United Medical Centers. And we want to thank also Brown Chevrolet, Buick, GMC of Eagle Pass, Ancita Ford of Eagle Pass, State Representative Eddie Morales, Choches Barbecue, and IBC Bank for sponsoring these broadcasts on Eagle Pass Sports Central, also on KINL 92.7. Folks, thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you 3 times next week. The prediction show on Wednesday from Choches, that game down at Eagle Pass between Del Rio and the Eagles, and Friday night homecoming and senior night for the CC Winn Mavericks. Final score here from Shirley Field. Martin Tigers 23, Mavericks 13. For my partner, Morris Lipson Jr., my name is Ruben Valadez. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time.